Good evening. Thank you for allowing me once again to speak. Merrillee, M-E-R-R-I-L-L-E-E, Malwitz, M-A-L-W-I-T-Z-J-I-P-S-O-N. We're very concerned, as you know, about this massive gas transmission line running through the interior of the Florida Springs heartland. One of the things that we did when we walked with your geologist that came last year was when we walked the corridor, which is actually the corridor that you are now, or you and Sabal are interested in putting this pipeline through. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it last year, but since the commission is now ready for review, I want to make it very clear that there's a 50-year-old plus, probably 54-year-old, maybe 56-year-old pipeline in the same corridor. So I really want to have somebody give me some information on that. I requested it when I found out about it a year ago, and I have yet to have any information. They talked about pigs running through it. They talked about, well, if it's leaking, there would be dead plants around it, and nobody's found dead plants around it. So I'd like to know who's actually looking into it. And I think it's a transco. I'm fairly certain this Florida Gas Transmission Line bought that particular pipeline. It's in the FGT corridor. And FGT, of course, has the 6-year-old pipeline that's brand new. So we have 2 pipelines in the corridor near the Santa Fe River and elsewhere in the state of Florida that we are concerned about, especially given that it's an old pipeline. These tend to be the ones that I'm hearing about explode, especially with today's story that Laura brought to your attention. That was one that was even offline, and this one is online. So I'd like to have information on that somehow. I don't know if anybody's ever looked into that, frankly, because we've talked about it. I'm fairly certain we talked about it last year when I walked with the geologist, and nobody knew a lot about it other than it was there. And of course, Florida is inundated with sinkholes and subsiding sinks, and it concerns me that if the good Teamsters come and construct something in a karstic terrain, vibrations and movement may have impacts on these areas that I just mentioned later. A lot of times sinkholes, they develop over time, especially the subsiding sinks. So we know that they're in the report. I expressed that the other day on how there were pages and pages of sinkhole-type features in this area that they plan to build this Sabal Trail pipeline. And as far as jobs go, if the commission can follow up with any of this, this is a pipeline that gets constructed. And yeah, there's going to be work for a moment, but solar options in Florida are long-term goal or long-term jobs. Manufacturing, constructing, maintenance. I mean, if the Teamsters want to work for a long time versus a short time, we would be encouraged to embrace solar and those types of technologies, not these types of pipelines that destroy our neighborhoods, eminent domain our properties, and have potential for destruction. Thank you very much.